And now, 3 rounds of Fade the Noise, bold takes, sharp bets, and guaranteed heat. Introducing first, the hosts, Joe and Eric.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fade the Noise. This is episode 8. We are officially in the middle of summer. 4th of July is behind us. Some people suffered injuries in the NFL who probably shouldn't have. And our CEO of Moneyline Hacks, who is a co-sponsor of this show, suffered a minor injury, but don't worry, he will be available come the season. I'm just kidding. Joe had a minor fireworks mishap, but it was not bad, and it's not like what happened with Najee Harris. Welcome, everybody. We've got Angel, our resident fantasy and sports betting episode. Angel, how was your 4th of July? How's your week going?
Fantastic. Full of fireworks, a lot of drinks, a lot of mosquitoes. And, yeah, it was great.
I think
outside.
That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And Joe, how was your 4th of July? Did you have a good week?
Yeah, 4th of July was great. I just put it together while you said I'm out for the season because my name's Joe Ryan. Ryan's my middle name, I guess.
Oh my God.
You know, I guess I am out for the season. I can't pitch anymore because I burned my hand.
Oof.
But not like 4 extra. I still got all my fingers. It's just, don't catch sparklers thinking, flipping them, thinking you're the man, because you'll get burned.
Don't do it.
Nope.
To be fair, the sparklers at your place were like Viking level man sparklers, okay? Those were not child sparklers, okay?
Torches?
There were some thick ass, I'm going to call them wands, and then some legitimate swords. I don't know. It was treacherous, but Joe's neighborhood goes off. I'm very glad I went. Amazing fireworks show from like the whole community across the entire town. And
yeah, it's the American way. We blow shit up.
That's right. Okay, cool. Well, we had no UFC last weekend, so we're going to dive into recent sports news really quick, and then we'll get started with today's slate. I saw that there was a Cooper Flag versus Bronny James situation happening, and despite everything I saw, I know that Cooper had a rough start. Bronny started, we'll say, hot for him and then ended cold. But ultimately, it shows a lot of promise and progress for both athletes. Do either of you have any comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, it looked good. Summer league, can't go off of just one game. Cooper Flag could have thrown up 0 points yesterday, and we still can't go off of that. Judge him. That be the final judgment. But he played all right for the first game in the first NBA type setting. He disappeared the second half along with Ronnie, but they were around the first half, and they both gave us a small show. It was good. Cooper Flag, he has a high hopes, and I think he'll develop really good. And I don't think Bronny had even scored really until his 4th NBA Summer League game last year. So Cooper Flag coming out the gate hot, showing where he's at, and then Bronny showing his improvement from last year. It was good to see yesterday.
Absolutely. And I didn't even think about it that way. That's a really good point that Bronny's had a year of experience. But to each their own. You know what? They're both incredibly accomplished. They've been performing well in their respective environments. Angel, anything to add?
Yeah, it was nice seeing Cooper Flag throw down a dunk in that game. He has a lot of potential. Dude is young. There's a lot of talk about will he be better than Luka. I think he needs to not even think about that and just be his own player. He's great. Couldn't even be better one day. Who knows? It's so hard to tell, but I think he has a lot of potential. And of course, Bronny, he's only gotten bigger, stronger, been working out. So I think he will be more vital to the Lakers this year. So it'll be fun to see.
Absolutely. We will leave the discussion about his facial hair for another episode. I actually think he did a good job compared to what I've seen from other athletes. So well done, Cooper. I hope you make millions of dollars and one day share it with us, because that would be awesome. In latest news, we've got a trade that happened, and I realize it's not actually, I don't know how to quantify breaking news, but a lot of people are saying that the Nuggets just fleeced the Nets, including Bill Simmons, and because Michael Porter Jr. got traded away to the Nets for a first round pick, and a lot of people are saying that pick would have been enough alone without trading a player who happens to be what I think Cam Johnson. Yep, Cam Johnson. And so a lot of people feel like they're not getting their value there and that the Nuggets just took advantage, which I'm all for. I live in Denver. I really don't care about the Nuggets, but it's always cool when the town you live in is winning a lot. And let's be honest, MPJ, constant injuries and shaky playoff performance. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no one got fleeced. I'll just leave it at that.
No one?
Nah, I don't think they got fleeced.
You think it was just an even, we'll see, they're both kind of meh?
Yeah, maybe not mad, but before the Cooper Flag trade draft pick to the Mavericks, everybody was saying Lakers fleeced the Mavs with the whole Luka deal by not including Austin Reeves. Like, that's more of a fleece when you have some big names.
Robbery.
Yeah, robbery, but they got Cooper Flag, so now it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Relative to that, yes, I do not consider.
That's what I think of when I think of just fleeced. Like, it's MPJ. Like, he was great and he was a good part on a championship team that year, but it's MPJ still. Like, let's see how he rebounds in a less team, or maybe not even a less team. Just see how he rebounds.
If he somehow stays more healthy for the Nets, I think he has a high ceiling when good. I mean, he can shoot. He's a 3-point shot. He rebounds a whole lot, so I think he might have a bigger part in Brooklyn than the Nuggets, especially without playing with Jokic. So we'll see how his health is.
Exactly.
But Cam Johnson is a baller, no doubt.
100%. And that is the big factor in this, is that MPJ has a chance to blossom. There's always been an age-old discourse about in the NBA being on a stacked team versus being the person that leads a team that is not stacked. Your stats will go off. We'll see what happens, We got a bunch of young guys, a crazy Western Conference, and next year should be a lot of fun. I got reminder emails this morning. Well, I don't know if I'd call them that, but my fantasy football league was renewed. Well, one of them. So I'm really excited to get back into that, start thinking about fantasy football again, football in general.
This time of the year.
The three of us have a league that I am convinced Angel cheats in. But in my other league, I feel like I stand a fair chance with football experts. Yeah, I'm just joking. Angel's just really good at what he does. Honestly, that's all it comes down to. But football's just around the corner. I'm excited, cannot wait, and I'm starting to see more news pile up about it. So
yeah, it's nice.
Really pumped. Absolutely. Yes. And then for MMA news, we've got BKFC is offering, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, a $20 million bare knuckle tournament. It's a game changer. McGregor's putting up a lot of money, and it seems like the first thing of its kind. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so BKFC bare knuckle fighting championship is just that. It's no MMA, but it is a combat sport, one of the best ones, one of my favorite ones. It's just two men in a circled ring throwing bombs at each other, no grappling. There is clinching, there is a little dirty boxing, but there is no going to the ground. So Conor McGregor is a part owner of that, along with David Feldman, I think he founded that company. And they're throwing a $25 million combat sports tournament for bare knuckle. And it's open weight to an extent. It's not like super small guys will be fighting heavyweights, but it is middleweights, which is 180 pounds, all the way to heavyweights, which is 265 pounds. You're getting about an 85-pound gap. I'm so excited for this tournament because it feels like some olden back in the day blood sport Kumite type stuff.
Cain and Abel.
We're just gonna David and Goliath type stuff. Yeah, we're just gonna see a massive 260-pound heavyweight fighting a 195-pound light heavyweight. And yeah, I want to see that and how that goes in 2025. It's going to be exciting. That starts next March, so March 2026. And that with the UFC White House 2026 seems like it's going to be a massive year for combat sports. So very excited about that. I also have BKFC picks in our VIP lineup today. There's a massive BKFC fight today. And that's going to be good. We'll have picks for that as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Cannot wait to check out the Discord. completely slipped my mind. Thanks for the input, and we'll touch back on the White House thing in a second. Angel, do you have any comments on what BKFC is doing? The fact that we've got middleweight matching up against heavyweight, assuming that's what Joe said, I'm not sure.
It
It
sounds
is.
amazing. I'll for sure be watching. I know a lot of people will. Winner of the event gets $15 million. Runner up gets 1 million. So all the other fighters will earn part of the pie, but it's gonna be crazy because it says that it's starting in Los Angeles, but the finals will be ending in the Middle East. So it's gonna be not a quick tournament from what it's saying because they're taking possible injuries, suffering bouts, giving people like rest time. So and there will be a women's tournament as well starting after that tournament. So look for some things to watch.
Man, that's some great info, Angel. I didn't even know about a lot of that. I just saw the 25 million. Didn't
Hey,
do too
got
much
you.
research yet on it, but knowing that it's a 15 million top prize, over
Crazy.
50% of the prize pool, that's
No
going to change
gloves,
someone's life. I wouldn't
straight
even come
hands,
back for the
bro.
next tournament. I'm
For
sailing. I'm
reals.
going to Dubai. I'm
Hell
sailing in
yeah.
Italy. Yeah, I'm living my good life after I win that tournament.
I'll be watching.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So I'm excited. Let's go.
Everybody is. That's an insane weight gap. I literally just saw, I don't remember who said it, but it was about Topuria fighting Islam. It was like how he could KO champions up through welterweight. We're talking
Mhm.
heavyweight? Like, I don't know. And I'm speaking of this from a man who's 5'6",
Mhm.
okay? Who my best friend is 6'3", 6'4". I couldn't hit his face if I tried. Not really. I think it's
Superman
difficult.
punch.
Joe's moving his head. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He is my best friend. But it's crazy to think about the variation in weight being that far apart. I hope they pull it off. I really do. Just like I hope that the UFC White House event goes off without a hitch. Honestly, I think it's a sham. Not going to get
Well,
into politics. I think that DC brought up a really good point, actually. He was saying, do you know how much is involved behind the scenes when the president comes to a UFC event? He's like, everyone gets vetted, background checks, everything,
Yeah,
like
security on
so
security.
much stuff. Exactly. And
No
so to
joke.
do that on the White House lawn with 20,000 people, he
Mm,
said, I don't think it's the juice is worth the squeeze.
Well,
I don't know if that's the case.
I'll tell you right now, Cormier could be speaking logically, but Dana White and Trump have every intention to do this at the White House. They are not just talking out their butt. I'll tell you right now, as the only league that has really done the sphere, which is the UFC, which same exact situation, the juice is not worth the squeeze, and that's why they'll never do it again. They said is because it wasn't worth the squeeze, but they wanted to do it. Dana thrives on these moments. He thrives on doing stuff that no one else has done. That's why he was the first. UFC was the first sport open after COVID. When no one out, we had nothing else to watch. We were watching UFC because he thrives on putting on events where they shouldn't be able to put them. I 100% know that this is going to happen next year. There will be a UFC at the White House, unless some crazy unforeseen circumstance happens. But I do think it'll be at the White House, and it's going to be a good show. And if you could even get tickets to it, imagine those ticket prices.
You
look.
make a really good point, honestly, and you're right about Dana.
He just likes to do it,
Sometimes
hard-headed.
it's about conquering
Yeah,
the unknown, the undone,
yeah,
unaccomplished, and just doing it for the sake of doing it.
yeah.
Honestly, the company is incredibly profitable. I could see it being pushed through. As
And
we
they're best
know,
friends, or really good friends, Trump and Dana.
I was like
They're really
best
good friends.
friends.
Not best friends, but they're very, very good friends. They're a very tight circle.
I know. I
And
know.
they even texted on 4th of July 4 or 5 times. Trump never mentioned anything about the UFC in the White House. And later that night, he announces it and never told Dana, even though they texted 4 or 5 times that morning.
Okay, well, after this show, I would be very curious to know what they texted each other because it sounds kind
I
of
don't
funny.
know. I'm not in that group chat.
And then we're going to move on. Lastly, Contender Series starts next month, if I remember my months correctly, August, right?
Yep, it's going to be
And
good.
there are going to be a lot of opportunities inside the Moneyline Hacks Discord. Contender Series was a difficult nut to crack, and it did get cracked and was extremely profitable ever since then. So I encourage anybody watching this, come on, sign up for nothing else, the MMA package, but football's also starting soon. You might as well save yourself some money and do the entire Moneyline Hacks all sports package, because I don't even know why I said NFL. Honestly, everything is going to start again. Summer is my personal nightmare just because I'm not a huge MLB fan, but for everyone else, come on in soon, okay? It's going to be good.
I mean, tennis has been popping off too. We're on a 34-14 run right now, and then plays of the days for tennis is 8-1 this month. So we've only missed one play of the day, and the play of the days are like 2.5, 3 unit plays. So we're up over 20 units on the play of the days for July. And that's included in our all access package. And like you said, Contender Series, that's MMA every Tuesday. The best fighters outside of the UFC fight for a UFC contract. There's always a ton of finishes, and it's Tuesday live MMA. What better betting than that?
Good Lord. You said 8-1 on the play of the days?
For tennis this month, yes.
My God. Sorry, guys. I completely forgot about tennis. I'm horrible at betting myself, mostly for discipline issues, but that sounds like if you're a $10 bettor, you just made money way beyond the subscription cost. I want to say I know that sounds like a plug, but it's not, because I don't do it, and I really, really should, and I'm kind of kicking myself right now. So we're just going to move on. Tomorrow we've got Derek, I've been convinced to say this, the Black Beast Lewis. I'm just kidding. I think he's hilarious, also known as My Balls is Hot. Derek Lewis is one of the funniest people in the UFC and one of the most entertaining. I think I listened to a podcast that he was on one time, like 4 years ago on a road trip, and I was just like crying on a beach in California. Yeah, it was uncomfortable. But he is facing Taliesin. Did I say that right? Yeah. Teixeira?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Okay. Joe, you want to enlighten us about this matchup? What are we expecting tomorrow night?
Yeah, so tomorrow night, it's a pretty good free card. There's a lot of good fighters on the card. We got Wonder Boy, other good fighters. We have veterans. We have up-and-comers. So for a free card, it's one you want to watch. The main event is Derek Black Beast Lewis taking on Taliesin Teixeira. Taliesin Teixeira is a big boy. He's 6'7", and sits just under that 265-pound heavyweight threshold at 263 pounds. So he's a big boy, as big as you could get in this division, but that don't help the chin. He's never lost, and we don't know how he handles loss or adversity. I think he's actually the favorite right now. Don't know the exact line, but just seeing that is, that's some good value if you're going Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is 28-12. He has 23 KOs and 1 submission. And he has also the most knockouts in the history of the UFC heavyweight division, at 15 knockouts. So might be 14, but he sits around there, 15, 14, hell of a lot of knockouts for a UFC. Derek Lewis, he's still hungry. He's a veteran. He's motivated. He wants to keep a six-pack. No, I'm just kidding. We know he's never had a six-pack.
He wants to keep his keg.
It's under there.
But he is in way better shape than he used to be. I remember there was a fight where he got hit in the stomach and he was like bending over, and we thought he was getting knocked out from a body shot at the end of the fight. When he won the fight, I think it was via knockout. They're like, what was going on there when you were getting hit with body kicks and you were holding your stomach against the cage looking like you were about to get knocked out from a body shot? He's all, I just had some McDonald's. I had a boo-boo a little, and I had to hold it in. And that's a real thing, because fighters can poop themselves if they're not, top shape. So he doesn't have those issues anymore. He's in top shape for him. I think he's coming in hungry still and wanting to get this win. He just likes to win fights just for the pride of it. He's fighting someone that's a fifth of his fights at 8-0 versus 40 fights for Derek Lewis. So he has a fifth of his experience, and he's the underdog. Give me Derek Lewis. I think Derek Lewis could find the mark. He's very good at finding the chin. And while Teixeira could pick him apart, and I would pick him to pick Derek Lewis apart, Should Teixeira be 30 fights in, 25 fights in? Veteran? He's not a veteran. I don't think he's going to be able to pick him apart all fight. And Derek Lewis is dangerous. He has knockouts in the first round, knockouts in the second round, and knockouts in the third round after he was losing the whole fight. So every minute you spend in the octagon with Derek Lewis is dangerous. So I'm liking Derek Lewis on this one.
Okay. I absolutely believe that. The odds are actually pretty crazy. Derek Lewis is plus 240.
Yeah.
Teixeira's almost minus 300. So that
put a unit on that and thank me later. That's a good one.
I usually do. That's typically my system for success, honestly. Listen to what Joe says, even when it's crazy, it generally works out. That is pretty nuts, though, to have someone with that knockout power, with that record of heavyweight knockouts. I realize he's not a springtime chicken anymore, but at the same time, Teixeira's only 25 years old. You make a really good point about experience, and after we check in with Angel, I want to know, and you have a second to look it up because of this break here, has a UFC fighter ever shit their pants?
I can tell you off the top of my head, yes, but I'll let you know which one after Angel.
Thank you. That is a personal question and a personal thank you. I really want to know. Angel, what are your thoughts on this fight? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think about the card in general? If you want to mention anything else, that's good too.
Yeah, we got a heavyweight showdown in Nashville Saturday night. It's going to be a good one. I'll be watching. I am personally a fan of the Black Beast, Derek Lewis, but I think I'm riding with this Brazilian prospect. Dude's 8-0. His average match time is 1 minute and 16 seconds. Dude has 8 finishes, no decisions. Derek Lewis is dangerous in the first round, so I think if it goes round 2, round 3, I think maybe Teixeira might be able to put him away. But that first round, Lewis is going to be swinging. So I'm thinking, if it gets out of the first, I'm riding with Teixeira. But yeah, 25 against 40. He does have that experience. But I think I'm riding with the youth this Saturday night.
That's a tough one. I just looked at the odds. Under 1.5 rounds is minus 210, to your point about first round performance and the power of youth. On the total rounds, over or under, even with someone like me, if you're going to be safe like I am and do parlays, the given line for 1.5 rounds, I don't think is great. I would defer to Joe on this. I also want to know who pooped their pants.
Yeah, I mean, that line minus 210 for under 1.5 rounds. That's a good line for Vegas to set on their behalf. They're starting to get a little tricky with those, and they're blowing up lines like that because they know there's a high chance of it going under 1.5 round. But the value is on the over for that, because if he doesn't get the first round knockout, then it probably will go over. But Derek's, like I said, he's gotten a knockout in every single round multiple times, and he could do it again. So it's only 3 rounds too. He's not going to get tired. Yeah, it could definitely go over. If he doesn't get the first round knockout, it could go over. But I'm gonna stay away from that. Honestly, it's just not something I don't want to play the over in that fight. And yes, there's been multiple instances of fighters pooping on themselves. One was a woman fight, Justine Kish fighting Felice Herrig. She lost control of her bowels after escaping a rear naked choke.
I want to know about women.
And then, wow, you're gonna hear it.
They don't poop.
You asked, you're gonna hear it. Second one is a guy, Travis Wolford. He got choked out and pooped as well. So if you're getting choked out, you'll probably poop if you're not in tip-top shape.
That'll do it.
Yep.
It's awesome. I mean, not for them, but I think that's hilarious. Okay, great. And yeah, thank you for the analysis. To your point, the odds round-wise for that fight in general are not great, no matter what angle you take. So just tune in, join the Moneyline Hacks Discord. You'll get the appropriate pick for the appropriate fight. You get a lot of value and much, much more. So we look forward to seeing everybody. We're going to move on to our next segment and dissect MLB. We've got a pretty crazy lineup today. Hoping I didn't make any typos because I just realized not everything looks identical, but that would be on me. And we're going to start off with Cubs at Yankees. Angel, can you kick us off? I think we got Flexen versus Rodon. I think Carlos Rodon replaced another pitcher, and the Yankees are moderate favorites.
Yes, we got Chris Flexen, 5-0 in the season, but he's a bulk relief pitcher. He never starts. He's making his first start of the season. He's filling in for injured Jamison Talon. Hopefully I'm saying that right. He landed on the IL last week with the calf strain. So he usually doesn't go more than 4 innings, but they said today he might be playing a little deeper. Um, his last game he gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run, and about 3.3 innings. So he's not bad, you know what I mean? But he's going against the Yankees today, against left-handed Carlos Rodon, 9-6 in the season, 3.3 ERA. He's coming off a season where 6 earned runs after giving up a grand slam in the first inning and a 2-run home run against the Mets in his last start. So I think he's going to be looking to rebound against the Cubs today, but it's not going to be an easy matchup. Carlos Rodon, the last 2 games, he's given up 5 hits in each game, 6 runs, 2 earned runs. So I'm leaning more towards maybe 2-3 earned runs given up today. But the Yankees, they got Cody Bellinger. He's on a 15-game hit streak. So I think it's gonna be a lot of runs if you had to ask me. But yeah, look for the Yankees to pull it out if I had to guess.
You think so? I'm checking right now. The line's currently
Yeah,
on DraftKings over 9, and I feel like it's semi-rare for them to post a flat line, not like a 0.5,
right.
you know?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to say, but I don't know. We'll see how Flexen holds up for more than 4 innings. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, no pressure. Personal question. If you were going to parlay Cody Bellinger with another hitter for this game in a same game
Kyle Tucker,
parlay,
he's on fire.
ready and willing. All right.
Yeah, he's
Thank you very
been.
much, sir.
Oh yeah.
I know where I'm spending my money. All right. Joe, what do you have to tell us about this game?
Yeah, so we got the Cubs at the Yankees today. Looks like Angel said, Flexen versus Road. Flexen has 5-0 in his games, even though he was in the bullpen. He has 17 bullpen appearances, and today's his first start. So we'll see how that goes. Carlos Rodon, 3.3 ERA, 1.03 WHIP, and 127 strikeouts in 19 starts. This is massive. He is coming off a dud, 6 earned runs in 5 innings pitched versus the Mets, but he's still averaging quality starts in most of his outings. Yankees versus the left-handed pitcher dominance. They lead MLB in WRC plus at 124. They hit a staggering 140 WRC plus against lefties at home. Rodon is stabilizing after last week's slip. And the bullpen contrasts. We got the Cubs relievers ranked top 10, or not top 10, top 5 in ERA, and they suppressed homers. But the Yankees bullpen has given up 21 homers in the last 10 games. So it's a 7.3 ERA, and over that span, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I think the under is a strong option here. There's controlled starters, clutch bullpen, and left-handed versus left-handed matchups do make it compelling. But I like the live angle here. Cubs plus 1.5 if Rodon falters early. So if you can see the momentum usually with his games, and if he's if early on it doesn't look like he's there today, I would take the Cubs plus 1.5 on that. Flexen stepping it up to start in the Bronx against a red hot Yankees lineup, but can he make it a bullpen night for the Cubs and still the narrative? That's the question.
That is an incredible take. Thank you very much. Because I agree about, it's one thing to take the under, but, to analyze and decide that the appropriate play is to see what happens early on and make decisions and money after that point it's just plain smart, honestly. And for those of our audience who aren't familiar, WRC plus is weighted runs created plus, and it's just an advanced statistic, measures a hitter's offensive production, includes park factors, league averages, etc. So by all means, look into it yourself. Google average. I feel like it's almost wrong to say Google nowadays. Search WRC plus like averages across the league in this matchup, use the players assign a value, and then from there you can make an informed decision. So thank you,
Yeah,
Joe.
good breakdown on that stat because I love my advanced stats, as you guys all know.
And next up for MLB, we've got Pirates at Twins, and we've got Paul Skeens versus Joe Ryan. And now, 2 or 3 years ago, I was kind of a Joe Ryan whore. I thought he was phenomenal and would generally favor him in most matchups, but it's really hard because Paul Skeens is with Louis Dunn, which what are you gonna do? He won. He wins life. And then also apparently this has nothing to do with anything, but I'm just going to share it. She tried to buy Babe Ruth's old apartment in New York City earlier this week, I think, and she obviously had the money. Co-op board denied her, but it was like a joint purchase between her and Skeens from what I read, and it kind of hurts in my soul, but at the same time, I feel like that apartment should be sacred. And she actually acknowledged the same thing, which I was proud of, but that has nothing to do with anything. So we've got a good matchup here. The odds for Moneyline are extremely close. We've got a red hot near rookie Skeens against an established veteran, Joe Ryan. Joe Hill, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so Paul Skeens versus Joe Ryan, two great pitchers. Pirates versus Twins. Skeens has a 1.94 ERA, and Joe Ryan has a 2.76 ERA. They both have elite just stats across the board. Yeah, I could go on and on about the stats, but we know how elite they are. Ryan is sporting just 2.1 home ERA and delivering quality starts in 8 out of 9 innings. Pirates are on a slump, currently on a 6-game road skid. Twins are notably 53 points in home favorites. Looks like the under on this game has the edge as well. It suits both aces and a forecasted bullpen backstop. So it looks like the under would be the play here. I'm also liking Skeens to have a great night, so you can bet his over on his strikeouts. It's a solid prop, and he's cleared that in recent outings as well. It's a true pitcher's duel here at Target Field with both starters locking in. It's likely decided by one swing or bullpen edge. I get the shutout vibes early on this game.
Damn. Okay. I'll take it, man. And yeah, this is the first MLB game I think I've ever, I don't know about seen, but noticed. Both players' strikeout lines are at 7. And they're both,
good.
One's minus 130, one's minus 135. So scoring's going to be hard, and you have to either get real lucky and grab hold of that ball, or someone's got to make a real big mistake. So I really like the analysis. Angel, you want to add on to that?
Yeah, he pretty much touched all the bases. It's going to be quite the pitcher duel. Skeens, first pick overall from 2023 draft. It's pretty good. He leads the league in ERA, but he's 4-7 on the season. So not a lot of offense from his team to help him. But I think today he's going to maybe dominate, maybe put the team on his back, not let no one score, and hopefully his offense can do something. Joe Ryan is pretty good. And both are in his last game, Joe Ryan had 8 strikeouts and Skeens had 10 strikeouts. So I am liking that 7 strikeout line for both of them. But what Joe said, that under 6.5 now, I'm really liking that. So yeah, if I had to pick, I'm probably gonna ride with Skeens, but I am a Joe Ryan fan. He's on my fantasy teams for sure. So yeah, I'm riding with the Pirates, but look for a low scoring game.
All right. Well, follow-up question for you, Angel. Out of curiosity and my general degenerate nature, I did a same game parlay with Pittsburgh versus Minnesota, and if I combine 6 strikeouts with Joe Ryan and 6 with Paul Skeens, I end up with minus 130 odds. You think they both hit that?
For sure. I'd probably add in an O'Neal Cruz hit too. He's been added to the home run derby for the All-Star break, so he's pretty good at making contact with the bat. But that's if you're feeling crazy. But I do like that 2 pick there, no doubt.
I was like, you're making this real risky for high payout, and I love it.
It's gonna be a fun game to watch. But I like that strikeout parlay for sure.
I'm a bitch of a bettor, so I'm not gonna do that.
Heck yeah. No, you're
I
good.
will
I'll do it for you.
Pitchers. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, I can't wait to hear how it goes.
I got
And then last up for tonight's slate, we've got Dodgers at Giants, classic California rivalry, and Dustin May versus Logan Webb, 2 other people that I generally give the benefit of the doubt to when it comes to pitching, except they're facing each other, and I am not good at this anymore. So somebody educate me. Angel, can you kick us off? What do you think about this matchup? Dodgers are underdogs.
Crazy, right? You got Los Doyers against the Giants. They're at San Francisco tonight. Dustin May, 5-5 on the season, 4.52 ERA. He's coming off his best outing of the season. He retired his first 16 batters he faced in his last game, and he went on to pitch 7 innings. But then he gave up 2 runs at the end before stopping that. But it was a pretty good pitching outing. He went against the Giants on June 15th, so almost less than a month ago. He gave up 3 runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, but they still got the win. So the Dodgers must have been hitting good that night. You know what I mean? We've got Logan Webb, 8-6 in the season, 2.62 ERA. His last 2 games, he's given up 7 hits and he's had 6 and 7 strikeouts. The last time he played the Dodgers, he only threw for 4 strikeouts. So he usually does average 6, 7 strikeouts. So I'm liking the over 5.5 today for that. But yeah, the last time Logan Webb played the Dodgers was June 13th. 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and he also got the win in that last meeting. So it's going to be interesting to see which pitcher pulls out the win in this game, especially after Justin May coming in with a little hype, you know what I mean, after his last game. So I am probably going to ride with the Dodgers just because I'm an Ohtani fan. But Logan Webb, you know, he's a stud. So we'll see what happens.
Excellent. Yeah, I was just looking at the odds because I'm not going to lie. Again, as a DGen, I've been betting as you guys have been talking.
Yeah. I got the notifications off DraftKings.
Probably right.
Exactly. But yeah, Ohtani's top of the hit list, home run list, and
My
then
boy.
we got pitcher props that are reflecting exactly what you said. It's going to be a close matchup, and it's really going to depend on who shows up, which I feel like is a
Right.
summary for Major League Baseball as a whole. Joe, can you shed any more light on this game to help me not lose money?
Yeah, so like you said, Dodgers versus Giants. Dustin May pitching for the Dodgers. He's a right-handed pitcher. He's 5-5 on the year. Has a 4.52 ERA. He also returned from Tommy John a while ago. He has a mixed command right now, and his numbers overall are actually better. His career numbers are better against the Giants, 2.38 ERA. So he owns the Giants. Logan Webb, 8-6 on the year, 2.62 ERA. So today they have a similar ERA stat-wise, and Logan Webb has had 8 straight quality starts. He's on fire right now, and he's also pitched over five or more innings in each of those starts. So there's a strong outlook for him tonight as well. He is in prime form. He racked up 6 or more strikeouts in 7 of his last 8 starts.
Damn.
For Webb. So yeah, Webb's on it right now. The Dodgers have actually been struggling. You know, they're on I think it's a 6-game skid.
Yo.
You know, May also has poor road splits and like I said, his command concerns. Giants rotation is optimized right now. Robbie Ray moved ahead of May Webb anchors. Never mind, can't rebound notes, but for this game, I'm liking the under as well. So all 3 games today, I like the under. Webb has steady control and Dodgers have sputtering offense. I think maybe pretty well. I think Dustin May will do well today as he usually does against the Giants career-wise. So give me the under for that game. And I like Webb over 5.5 strikeouts.
Hell yeah.
He's locked in, man. And May's still finding his form post Tommy John. And both bullpens are fresh. Expect, unfortunately, San Francisco to control the tempo and maybe shorter on offense and longer on tension today.
I like that. And for people like me who like to play things safe and do parlays that work out sometimes and not others and makes it all a wash. Generally, if you do a teaser between the different unders that have been discussed here for total runs, then you will end up with a much safer bet. But of course, if someone goes off, you're screwed. So make your own decisions, do your research, and listen to nothing I say. Only listen to these 2 guys. Well, and Aaron when he's here.
Hey.
Absolutely. All right. And next up, we've got our lock it in segment. So let's hear what the official picks are. Everything discussed before now is conjecture or opinion or whatever. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I already told you I bet on the stuff they say. So, but these are the picks if you're going to follow, and especially if you're not going to join Moneyline Hacks tonight, I suggest you do. But this is the next best thing. Let's start up with Angel. What do you got for locking it in tonight?
We got two baseball bets, one which we've already talked about, and for that one, it's the under in the Twins and Pirates game, under 6.5, looking at plus 105 odds right now. Pitcher duel, they both throw strikeouts, they don't give them any runs, so we covered up pretty much a lot of that, but I like that one a lot. And my second best bet is our boy Ranger Suarez from the Phillies. He's a strikeout machine, averaging 7 strikeouts in the last 5 games. He only needs 6 today for the over 5.5 going against the Padres. So I'm taking that over on strikeout.
Damn. That's actually really high, right? For Suarez, or I mean, for any pitcher, but that's a really high.
Slower than
line.
that 7 line, but I'll take the 6 for the win, you know?
Yes, it is. All right, I'll take it too then. I can't wait to put that in. Thank you for the picks. Joe, what are you locking in for us today?
Yeah, so for my best bet number 1, I have Joe Ryan over 6.5 strikeouts. You could get the 6.5 line for minus 142 right now on DraftKings. I think he's going to hit this. It's a high number, but he has a high amount of strikeouts, so it's not that bad at all. He's tops over 6.5 strikeouts in 4 of his last 5 starts. Pirates strike out over 23% of the time versus right-handed pitchers. That's top 10 in MLB. Yeah, that seems like a recipe for success. So give me that over for Joe Ryan strikeouts. For best bet number 2, and I only have 2 today, let's do Derek Lewis to win by KO. If you do rounds 1 or 2, that's better. But you could even do Derek Lewis by KO round 1. I don't think Teixeira is ready, but this could be the classic tale of what we saw last time when I didn't think Van was ready for Royval. This guy could, like most times I would say I give it to the veteran, but there are those rare exceptions, especially in the heavyweight division where this guy comes in and he could avoid all the power shots from Derek Lewis and be comfortable in the fight, then yeah, he'll win. I don't think he'll be comfortable in a fight with Derek Lewis, a 40-fight veteran. I just don't think he's going to be comfortable in that fight. So give me Derek Lewis to win by round 1 or 2 KO.
Awesome. Thank you. And follow-up question. I know nothing about Taliesin Teixeira. I've seen Derek Lewis say a lot of funny shit and do some badass shit. He's plus 240 money line. If you're a wuss of a bettor like me, do you suggest maybe partially splitting things between the round 1 to 2 and the money line, or just go all in, accept the loss if it happens? Because if Derek doesn't knock him out in rounds 1 or 2, he's not getting the knockout, you know?
Yeah. If I'm honestly picking a best bet, it should just probably be Derek Lewis money line. The round 1 KO is probably plus 500. You don't even need to put a lot on that. But if you're trying to, make a good amount, a whole unit on Derek Lewis money line, I like at plus 240.
Okay. Yeah. And I only asked because there have been multiple times that the situation has happened. You ended up being right. And then I won less money because I played it safe.
Yeah.
So.
And this is definitely like a fight like that could go the distance. I'm not worried about Lewis. He's been in there with dogs and went the distance. Way more experience than Teixeira and a higher skill level than Teixeira. I'm not worried about Lewis getting finished. I'm worried about Teixeira getting finished. And if we're talking about like the over or how long it's going to go, but it's definitely a heavyweight fight that can go the distance. Putting a little quarter unit on it to go the distance or the over, because the over is like plus 130 or something like that. If you put a little bit on that could be a value play as well, because Derek Lewis has been known to go the distance if he doesn't knock you out.
Heavyweight showdown. We're in for it.
Exactly. So for anyone that's still in doubt, join the Moneyline Hacks Discord. You'll get the official plays. You will make money. I can't wait to see what happens and also to make money. I might just be a 34-year-old child, but my DK had a funny number in it today, 69. And so I'm feeling very optimistic and positive about this weekend, and I can't wait to see what happens. So thank you both for all the advice, all of the picks, guidance in general, joining the show, making time, and thanks to the audience for attending, watching, and I really hope all of you guys make a killing this weekend. And don't forget, just subscribe, Moneyline Hacks. You will come out profitable, and we are constantly adding value to the services that are offered. So it's really just a smart play. Everybody have a great weekend. And again, thanks for watching.
It's Cash. Fade the noise.
Let's go. Have a good one.